or the disrespect before you play back. Button check. Button check.
What is up, Butt Check family? Welcome back to yet again a beautiful day of checking these buttons. It is Saturday. The weekend is here. We done made it the first Saturday of October. Can you feel the Halloween spirit? Either way, chapters down below, sub button right there, all that good stuff. We got a lot to cover, man, so I might post 2 videos tonight. If not, I'll definitely see you tomorrow. We got some hot ones, man. We got Idom actually apologizing to Street Fighter 6, and then we got Xbox responding to that damn Xbox Game Pass. It's a lot of shit. Even we got some indie devs responding. So either way, without further ado, let's check the buttons. Let's go. All right, now into the first set of Idom officially apologizing to Street Fighter 6. We got some FGC reacting. Stuff is kind of hilarious. You know, Idom has gone down as probably the biggest hater of Street Fighter 6 just because he has there's so many clips, right? There's so many moments where he's filmed himself saying, I hate this game is ass. So he's become like the poster child of people that hate Street Fighter 6 for, you know, maybe not all together, but definitely have some gripes with it for certain mechanics and things that he can't stand. Almost to the point, he reminds me of myself. He reminds me of a younger me, for I was the poster boy to hate Street Fighter 5. So it looks like Idom done replaced me for Street Fighter 6 and carried on that level of hatred. Either way, he's actually apologizing. I don't know why. Let's watch it. Let's go.
Hello YouTube, hello to my fans, viewers, and random bypasses of this video. I don't usually make videos like this, but I had to make it over the given circumstances of the situation. I don't really know how to say this, but sorry. I'm sorry for saying the game sucks so often. Man, that took a lot out of me. I had to really get that off my chest. That was a tough thing to say, but I'm finally glad I got to say it. All jokes aside though, I wanted to make this video for a very specific reason. Obviously, if you guys have seen my YouTube channel, my Twitch stream, random clips of me on the internet, you've probably heard me say this a million times. But I'm here to clear that up. Anyone who is passionate about something or feels they have put in a lot of time and effort will always have criticisms and complaints no matter what they're doing. Now, SF6 is by no means a perfect game. And, you know, perfect games just don't exist. Unless it's Sonic Adventure 2, obviously. But for this video, I wanted to talk about some of the things that SF6 does well and clear up some of the negative stigma that a lot of pro players kind of give this game. And, you know, talk about more of the goods that the game does, and, you know, kind of go over why some of the pro players are just complaining in general.
Okay.
One thing I think Street Fighter 6 does really well is netcode. Street Fighter 6 has some of the best netcode I've ever seen in a fighting game. I think there's a reason we don't have any of the timeless Street Fighter 5 rollback clips like the Cody mix-up with the Zonk or the Balrog overhead mix-ups. We have had nothing in comparison for that with Street Fighter 6. There's also a reason we're able to enter so many online tournaments like Can Opener, TNF, or whatever other online tournaments that you could enter online and still get great practice. I know a lot of you guys like to meme and crack jokes about Idom hating the game or other pro players hating the game or ruining the game, but for me, it's just a lot of minor frustrations like the ones I just previously talked about. I don't think anyone truly hates Street Fighter, and I am very grateful for this game and Street Fighter as a whole, because I've got to meet so many cool people, got to make incredible YouTube videos, and get to stream and hang out with all of you guys because of it. So please keep that in mind the next time you're watching an Idom YouTube video or watching my Idom stream at twitch.tv/idom_ny. And I just want to thank all you guys for watching. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the video, and be sure to like it. Actually, one more thing. I also made this video because I'm tired of people saying, well, Idom said the game sucked because they got jumped in for the 100th time. That's not the game sucking. That's you needing to be better.
Then from there, we got that FGC reacting saying Idom has a gun pointed to his head, or bro found a way to still bring MVC3 into the combo, and Capcom about to charge you $41 now. Just blink twice if Capcom has you held hostage, Idom. Didn't even need to break out the guitar for this one, and pack it up, boys. They got him. There you have it. So yeah, Idom officially apologizing. I think it's one or two things. It's ran its course. Street Fighter 6 has been out long enough right now where he's like, I'm just tired. We saw the same thing with Arslan, right? Remember Tekken 8? He was one of the biggest, like, this game sucks, or I don't understand it, I don't like it, change this, this, and that. And then all of a sudden, Arslan came out saying, you know what? I'm tired of complaining. Just get good. I'll just adapt. And people were like, high five, Arslan, that's the right attitude. And he goes on to be Arslan Ash. Maybe that's the same, you know, train of thought with Idom right now. It's just the, you know, what do they call those? Stages of grief, right? The 5 stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and then acceptance.
I'm here!
So right now, Idom has finally got to acceptance. Like I said, like me with Street Fighter V, I think I went the same route. I hated that game since the moment I laid eyes on it. I really honestly just wasn't ready for 4 to be over, but I hated that game, everything about it. It wasn't until the very end when I started going to my locals that were here in the DFW that I found a lot of cool memories. I still got some, you know what I'm saying? Hell, one of the coolest Evos, or actually the coolest Evo I've ever been to, was in the lifetime of Street Fighter V, and that is a memory I'll take to my grave. That, like, that weekend alone, like, changed my life forever. But anyway, like I said, eventually I got to acceptance. Now, will I rank Street Fighter V as high as the other ones? Never. But still, I accept it at the end for what it was, and I think that's where we have Idom right now. So either way, it looks like we're at the final step of grief, and Idom is finally at acceptance. Is y'all at acceptance? Let me know. All right, now into them Xbox responds to the damn disaster. The circus that is the Xbox Game Pass buttons that need to be checked. So we checked it when that first broke. Everybody in the world did. I made a statement on the last video. I was like, I want to see the response though. I want to know how they feel about it, about the blowback. Hell, how even some of the indie devs feel about this. And now we got Mr. Matty Plays, or Matt, responding to this. His link down below, because he has 2 or 3 videos on this already. We're only going to cover a couple of minutes. He goes in to how it gets worse, to some of the devs, I guess, or some of the higher ups at Microsoft actually responding. And then I actually did a little digging and found some responses from indie devs, how they feel about the monthly pass altogether. Let's get it.
Which can be costly. So let's talk about it. This report comes from The Verge. They write, Microsoft is about to launch free Xbox cloud gaming with ads. Microsoft is getting ready to announce an ad-supported version of Xbox Cloud Gaming. Sources familiar with Microsoft's plans tell The Verge that the software maker has started testing ad-supported game streaming internally, allowing employees to play select titles free without a Game Pass subscription. I understand that the free ad-supported version of Xbox Cloud Gaming will include the ability to stream some games you own, as well as eligible free play day titles, which lets Xbox players try games over a weekend. You'll also be able to stream Xbox Retro Classic games. Sources tell me that internal testing includes around 2 minutes of pre-roll ads before a game is available to stream for free through Xbox Cloud Gaming. Microsoft is also currently testing a limit of 1 hour for sessions, with up to 5 hours free a month. These limits may well change when the service is officially launched. The ad-supported Xbox Cloud Gaming version...
Stop right there. Hold on. He said up to 1 hour? Hold on. A limit of 1 hour for sessions. A 1 hour session? What the hell? What? A 1 hour session with up to 5 hours free a month. You already lost me. All right, let's continue.
Will be available on PC, Xbox consoles, handheld devices, and via the web. Microsoft is planning to test free streaming through a public beta test soon before launching it fully in the coming months.
Wine tasting.
If wine tasting were video games, that's how I view it, right? Just spit it back out, you know? Like, that's how I read this. Like,
right.
You get 1 hour, 5 per month. Like, it's kind of valueless in a sense, but it's free, so I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, this is terrible. The problem I have is the same as many of you, right? You look at this and you go, okay, what does this lead to, right? Because I feel we're just one step away from me being in the middle of a boss fight, watching a cutscene, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it. All of a sudden, here comes the McDonald's ad. Like, oh, we understand price increases are never fun for anybody, but we're trying to reinforce by adding more value to these plans as well, Blackwell said. It's something we don't take lightly, and we're listening to the feedback of players in the community to try to provide them with more of what they're asking for, end quote. Like, you could just feel the boardroom meeting in a lot of these comments. Like, if we just keep hammering away, this is what you want, this is what you want. It's not, like, what company doesn't get this? It's not up to you, dude. I don't care what you think sounds good. We decide what the good value is. And I know it has to make sense for you, but you don't get to tell us, we're giving you more of what you want. Ubisoft's having like a horrible last few years. Who is out here going like, yes, Ubisoft games have been added to my library. I got 40 plus Ubisoft games. And on top of that, Fortnite. Who's out there going, yes, $30 a month for this, plus everything I already had? During an interview at Tokyo Game Show 2025 with Game Watch via machine translation, Xbox President Sarah Bond was asked about how viable Game Pass is as a business, with the interviewer citing the price alongside the increasing number of titles. Bond responded that in the last fiscal year, Xbox took in $5 billion in revenue, saying that, quote, it's a profitable business, and as more creators join Xbox Game Pass, payments to creators increase, so we think it's a good business for creators, end quote. So you see here, this happened at Tokyo Game Show. So this interview happened before the price increase happened. Now, I'm not stupid. We know the president of Xbox knew this price jump was coming. So she says Game Pass is profitable, $5 billion in revenue, which by the way is different between like what the profit and losses are, but $5 billion in revenue, profitable, great for creators. You're paying more creators out, and now we're charging people more. In a world where we don't know how profitable it is where I have to be a little fair in it all. But reading that this service generated billions of dollars and you made money off of it, and you still decided, let's charge more. It's like, am I in the room looking at the sheet going, I know how much they're spending? Obviously not. But when it is an indie program, these developers charge less because they have lower operating costs. They're usually just trying to get exposure, which, by the way, you got to wonder about that at this point when day one is no longer a factor, right? Unless you're in the highest tier. Do indies benefit as much? Because it's probably just cheaper and better for the developer to just go and spend your money directly on their game, because many indies find themselves in that like $20 area anyway. But now you have to pay $30 a month to get day one games, and the next tier below that is $15 a month, and you don't get day one games. I do worry a bit about how great Game Pass was for exposing indies.
And we got indie games or indie devs responding. This was like a month or so ago, actually a couple of months, saying devs who launch game into Game Pass warns against launching games into Game Pass. Right here saying, developer Raccoon Logic worked with Microsoft to bring Revenge of the Savage Planet to Xbox Game Pass day one launch title, but studio head Alex Hutchins said, new games launching into Game Pass can devalue them and hurt the industry overall. Continuing on saying, Hutchins said the whole industry should agree to only allow games on subscription service a year after release. He said the video game industry should embrace the traditional movie model where film debuts in theaters exclusively and then comes to DVD, TV, or streaming service. Continuing on again, saying Hutchison is saying this person who took a deal, or saying this as a person who took a deal from Microsoft to launch Revenge of the Savage Planet into Game Pass on day one, so what gives? He said the studio's hoping to make a deal with Microsoft was to help Revenge of the Savage Planet get exposure that would in turn encourage people to buy a DLC pack or encourage a friend to buy the game. But that's not happening though. He said, we haven't seen that, or at least not yet. What we've seen is that content has been devalued and that people are less willing to pay for things, which in the long run will likely mean less games being made and a lot more studios going under, he said. As for the Game Pass payments from Microsoft, Hutchison said, it was true that the checks were big enough to make a difference, but that was years ago. Damn. Then I believe he wraps it up right here, or actually, gamers start responding, saying his conclusion of the gaming industry is driving down value of games is true, but in my opinion, he is wrong about the case. The case is that there are too many games and that some of the games take up enormous chunks of people's time. It's incredibly hard in the current marketplace when interesting stuff comes out all the time. Even if your game is an 8 out of 10, it may just get skipped. There's an endless supply of people making their dream game and hoping for it to hit big. Others responding saying, yeah, there's just too many games right now. Looking at Metacritic, there's 69 games that have an 80 or greater score that have come out this year so far. And then underneath that saying, I fundamentally believe it's a time problem. Even with a comfortable enough disposable income that I can buy any game I'm interested in, I simply do not have enough time to play what comes out. And there you have it. Damn. And he's like, I don't want to totally knock it because it's free, but at the end of the day, it seems like it's pretty worthless. We're wine tasting, and it's a lot of games that we're probably not going to pay attention to in the first place. It's one of those things, it's fluff, right? It's like a movie pass. I remember I was going to the movies the other day and they were trying to get me up to sign with a pass. And I was like, oh, that's intriguing because I come to the movies a lot. Now for me, a lot means once every 2 months. I'm not there every weekend. You know, the movies that come out nowadays are so hit and miss, you know? So when a good movie comes out, I'm all about it. I'm old school. I love that movie theater experience. So I said, let me look into the pass. But then when I looked into the pass, oh, we give you a popcorn refill. We give you some percentage off of online purchases, and we give you 1 free ticket a month. But you're charging me the amount, just a little over 1 free ticket amount. So what the fuck am I really getting here? Free popcorn that cost you nothing to make in the first place? You know, like it's a lot of fluff to make you think, oh, I'm getting value, but really I'm technically paying you what you're giving me in the first place. It's a lot of stuff that I'm probably not going to end up using. And then gamers responding saying, in conclusion, the gaming industry driving down the value of games is true, but we think he's off on the mark. We think it's more of a time thing because there's too many games. They take too much time to play. I hear Dirty Low say that all the time. Like, man, I want to buy this, I want to buy that, but I don't have enough time. I'm a full-time father, full-time man working. I'm raising this family. How the hell do I have any time to play? That's why when I even tell you guys, and a lot of you guys are surprised, like, Nesto, you don't game, you don't play shit, you need to, that's why I said I'm gonna start streaming, and that's still in the works, right? Because I have to, if I'm gonna start streaming, I have to make it a part of my daily workload, because that's the only way I can fit in time. I remember Maximilian made a statement the other day saying, bro, the most time that I've got to game, he was like, I don't game outside of working. I maybe streamed or played with, you know, played by myself off stream for like a couple hours or something like that. He was like, the only time I get to do it is when I go live. That's it. I don't have time to do anything. We're full-fledged, working, functioning adults. So if we get to play one thing for a couple of hours, we're lucky. So do you agree with that at the end of the day? They're like, we believe that everything's getting devalued, but it's more of a time thing than anything else. And I'll leave you guys with this, because I remember when I used to do stand-up comedy back in the day, like when I was doing stand-up full-time, one of the comedy club owners told me, he said, we don't like to give away things free too much, like the free tickets, even though they will, right, to get people in the doors if they absolutely have to. But he was like, we notice an attitude difference. The people that come in on the freebies have a different attitude. It's almost like they devalue the comedy show. They don't have as good enough time, or like as they would on a normal weekend. It's like they look at it as a lower class and almost like they're entitled. If they pay for something, they're more prone to enjoy it in a weird way or to look at it like it has value, which is such a mindfuck, right? It's almost like we have to pay for something, even if it's so minute, like even if it's a small amount, we have to hurt somehow out of pocket for our mind to tell us that, no, this has value. I don't know, that just triggered that same thought when I just read this. So either way, a lot of interesting stuff. We'll see what the hell happens. How y'all feeling? Let me know. Definitely just one more time, Butt Check family. Definitely let me know how you are feeling. Once again, I will do my best to hit you with a second video today. But if not, once again, I'll just see you tomorrow morning. So as always, I don't know what it is, but I know somehow, some way, it's Saturday. It's about to get better. Love y'all forever. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe.
You can expect to go through 5 stages. The first is denial.
No way, because I'm not dying.
Second is anger.
Why, you little...
After that comes fear.
What's after fear? What's after fear?
Bargaining.
Doc, you gotta get me out of this. I'll make it worth your while.
Finally, acceptance.
Well, we all gotta go sometime.
Mr. Simpson, your progress astounds me. I should leave you two alone. Perhaps this pamphlet will be helpful.
So you're going to die.